Hi everyone, my name is Margaret Webb, and today we're going to be covering the staggering air pollution that has been going on in China. Recently we've seen in the news that it's getting worse and worse, and it's drastically affecting people's lives. What causes the air pollution? Well, there are many things, and the biggest thing that's going on is China is the world's largest consumer of coal. Also, you have automobile emissions and heavy machinery from mining industries. As you can see in this picture, it is lifting clouds of pollution into the air consistently. From this, the government is not controlling the emissions that are going on. Many businesses go to China to get their work done that's cheaper in order for them to sell to the consumers at a lower price. This is causing a negative effect on the community because, as you can see from this picture, all of the air pollution is going directly into China's community. Now we're going to look at how much smog is actually created for the pollution in China. As you can see from these pictures, there are staggering amounts right around here, and you can even see them from the satellite view and even over here over the community. It was stated that emissions from the coal plants in China were responsible for 250,000 premature deaths in 2011 and are damaging the health of hundreds of thousands of Chinese children, according to the new study. From this, it's staggering, and we know that this is something that needs to be fixed, and we need to really evaluate what's going on in order to get it fixed. The reason why we're running into issues in China is because the Kyoto Protocol is not being followed. What the Kyoto Protocol is it's from the United Nations framework in regards to the climate change. And this is a national committee that gets together, or a world committee to get together to help prevent our systems from going through global warming faster and faster, as we can see that's happening. What the protocol does is it commits its party by setting internationally binding emission reduction targets. Such as here in the U.S., we have a target that we can't have our pollutants go over that amount. If we do, there needs to be steps in place in order to decrease those so we can help protect our environment like everyone else. Although the United States has agreed to it, we look at China, where it's the biggest problem right now. And China is committed to reducing the greenhouse emissions, but they have not signed anything stating that they have to be binding from this. Currently in China, there are no regulations on how much emissions are going into the atmosphere, which is really contributing to why it's so bad. Not only is it affecting China more, we're going to go back and look at this. You can see from the satellite right over here that it's starting to move into these areas over in that way. This poses many concerns for other countries around the world because it's going to negatively affect them as well. Here you can see on this map that it differentiates who has actually signed the Kyoto Protocol and how it's affecting. Here you can see in the green parts and also in this large area, and this is actually where China is, that they have not committed to anything. Therefore, if you can even imagine, if these places all the way around here are not controlling their emissions into the atmosphere, it's going to start to negatively affect everyone faster and faster. Here in the United States, we have agreed to be a part of the protocol, and we're also trying to help and figure out other ways that China can reduce their pollution because it has gotten so deathly horrible. Next, we're going to talk about what actually the effects on the community are of the pollution. These are causing many human health problems, damaging a severe amount of property, as you can see in this picture up here in the right-hand corner. The property damages are increasing, as well as the profit that people are able to gain from either selling their property. They're really not able to do such things. You also have the stress and anxiety from the people that are dealing with that. It's hard to go out into the community as they all have to wear masks in order to protect themselves from the coal and the other negative air pollution emissions getting into their lungs. And really not providing a good environment for children and even adults to live in because it's threatening their life so much. What needs to be done? As you can see in the bottom right, there's a picture of what the China landscape used to look like. We need to get back to that point because it's going to help with the global warming and the greenhouse effect and all of the other negative things that are going on that are affecting the whole entire world now. First thing we need to do is the emissions need to be regulated. Companies need to figure out ways to more effectively use their machinery and to help the environment. With that, the businesses need to be monitored. There needs to be regulations set in place for them, and if we are not able to do them in a proper manner, then they shouldn't be allowed to be there in China. This isn't something that China needs to fix themselves. It needs to be a worldwide support. Here in the United States, we've taken steps in order to protect our land here by the pollution, and it's a continuous struggle, but we are working through it and setting in place things that we need to do, as well as we should be helping China do that. With all of these things, hopefully China and other countries are going to be able to increase their air pollution to a place where it's able for people to live safely.